Hello and welcome back to Math Class with Mr. Kura. Today we're going to be talking about combining like terms. This is a review from 7th grade, maybe even 6th grade a little bit, but something that you have seen before, something you've learned before, but we need to kind of refresh ourselves, make sure we're totally comfortable with it before we jump into this unit a little bit more. So combining like terms, first of all, let's kind of define this. Like terms. What does that mean? Like terms are terms whose variables are the same. So if their variables are the same, they're like terms. If they both have an x, they're like terms. If they both have a y, they're like terms. If one has an x, one has a y, those are not like terms. In other words, terms that are like each other. One other thing to note, be aware of, anytime you see x, that's the same as 1x. Or anytime you have 1x, you should write it as just x. This would be simplified. This would be the proper way to write it. But if you see just an x, just think of it as 1x. Or if you see negative x, think of it as negative. So we'll do this. Negative 1x is the same as negative x. Same thing, just a negative in front. Okay, so now let's combine like terms. Both these terms here, this is a term, one term, two term. Each of these terms have the same variable. They're like terms. I can combine these. So if I have 7k's and I have negative 6k's, well, you just add the coefficients, or add the number. The coefficient means the number in front of the variable. Add those coefficients, or the number in front of the variable, and 7 minus 6 gives you 1k, or like we said up here, we want to write it in simplest terms, simplest form, just a k. All right, the next one, let's see. So we have an R term. First of all, I like to really point out the terms. So we have 4 terms here. 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. Our first term is 12R. It can't be combined with anything, so it's just 12R. Our next term, now this is important that we realize that our next term is actually negative 8. Not just 8, negative 8. Our next term is negative 12 plus 3. Those are all like terms. I can combine those 3. None of them have variables. It's just like you used to do math when you first learned to add and subtract. Forget about the variables. So this will become negative 20. And then plus 3, it's become negative 17. So here's your simplified form, 12R minus 17. All right, what terms are like each other? N and positive 9n. So this, we think this is 1. So 1n and 9n become 10n. And then we can combine these two. Negative 10 and negative 3 becomes negative 13. All right, and we'll keep going here. So here's our like terms, negative 4x, negative 10x. Combine those two and we get negative 14x. And then this plus 5. So this shouldn't be too tough, especially we've learned it before, so it should be kicking back in. It should be just a refresher, not something we're learning brand new. Here we have a negative r and negative 10r. So negative, I think this is negative 1. Negative 1 and negative 10 become negative 11r. And then that's unchanged, so plus 9. Negative 2x and 6x. Negative 2 plus 6 becomes positive 4x plus 11. All right, and then here we have a bunch of terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different terms. But just look for the ones that are like each other. So p, positive 4p. So those are like each other. So 1, 2, 3 p's plus 4, 7p. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more p's. So, or 4 more terms. N is 3 plus 3, 6n. And then 2x, x, x, x. And we have 2, 3, 4, 5x and plus 12. All right, thanks again for joining Math Class with Mr. Kura, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.